Here's a riddle for you. When is a crime not a crime? Well, it's actually not a riddle because a crime is always a crime, even when the president does it, to contradict Nixon's old saying that it's not a crime when the president does it. No, it 100% is. A crime is always a crime. But apparently the Republicans in Washington, D.C. still don't quite understand that. And in the last couple days, they have been essentially tripping over themselves, trying to come up with excuses for those damning court documents filed by Mueller and the Southern District of New York last Friday. First and foremost, we have Kevin McCarthy, the current House Majority Leader and the incoming House Minority Leader, who went on Fox News recently and he said, we have to understand that this is small potatoes, right? I mean, if we're going to start investigating every campaign finance violation, then a lot of members of my own caucus would have to go. Fantastic! That's the point! That's exactly what we're getting at here, Kevin McCarthy. I think maybe you understand it. Except you also have to understand that it is illegal. Campaign finance is a problem, but not the laws. It's the lack of the laws. It's the lack of enforcement. And it's the fact that corporations have all of the power. What we're talking about here, though, doesn't even involve corporations. It's just the president authorizing an illegal payment to aid his campaign. That is now and always has been illegal. So you can spin it however you want that, we'd lose a lot of Republicans if we investigated stuff like this. And I think from the public, both the left and the right would probably say, well, then that sounds like we need more investigations, doesn't it? Senator Rand Paul, the alleged libertarian / Republican / he has no idea what he believes or stands for, went out there and basically said something similar. On Sunday, he told Chuck Todd, he said, I don't know what's illegal about building a hotel in Russia. We have to decide whether or not criminal penalties are the way we should approach criminal finance. So you say you don't know that it's illegal to build this thing, but we have to also relook the laws when we're talking with criminal finance. So are you saying that this is criminal finance? Paul also went on to talk about campaign finance and how we over-criminalize campaign finance. That's what he said, over-criminalize campaign finance. Again, we should be getting money out of politics, and we should be taking a closer look at every single one of you. And as for the hotel in Russia, that's not even what any of this is about. Like, why are you bringing that up, Rand Paul? Nobody's worried about that at the moment. We're talking about the president authorizing an illegal payment to a porn star so she didn't tank his campaign. And then finally, we have Republican Senator Orrin Hatch, the guy who was adamant that Bill Clinton be held accountable for his lying under oath. Orrin Hatch says Democrats will do anything to hurt this president. That's what he told CNN the other day. Then when asked by the host, that the president had been implicated in the crime on Friday, Orrin Hatch responded by saying, okay, but I don't care. All I can say is he's doing a good job as president. Okay, so at least Orrin Hatch, out of the three here, is being a little honest. He doesn't care. Screw it. Yeah, he broke the law. I don't care. He's a Republican, and he's doing all the Republican things that Republicans like to see. Orrin Hatch is the biggest problem out of all three of these people because there's too many Republicans like him in the United States. Okay, but I don't care. Okay, but I don't care. That is the Republican mentality right now. Too many of them don't care. They don't care that somebody's breaking the law. And you know what? Whether you think it's a stupid law or whether you think it's a good law, if you break it, you break it. And you pay the consequences. That's what happens. We are a nation of laws. And if we don't respect that one, then we're going to see the president, as I'm sure Mueller already has, just push it further. If I can break this one and get away with it, let's see if I can break this one and get away with it. Now let's see if I can break this one. And if you don't believe that that's the way it happens, why don't you look at the banking industry here in the United States? They get away with so many crimes it would make your head spin. I'm lucky enough to have been able to look at some of the internal documents in some of the lawsuits against these banks. They know what they're doing is illegal. And they also talk about the fact that they'll never really be held accountable for it. So they keep pushing it a little further each time. Go a little bit further with this crime, a little bit further with that one, because they know at the end of the day they'll never be held accountable. And they're right. A little different here, though. I would hope that we would hold our politicians to a little bit of a higher standard. And if these Republicans are freaking out that, oh my God, all campaign finance violations could be investigated, then I think those are probably the guys we need to start with the investigations.